Hey y'all, this is Marissa with Marissa Moments, and you know what day it is. It is Oracle Tuesday. So I am going to be reading from my personally made Marissa Moments Oracle deck. And yes, I do pray to God. I believe in God. I ask for guidance, wisdom, validation, all the things, right? For our week, for our day, for our month, for our past, for our present, for our future, to offer us clarity and wisdom and understanding. So without further ado, I'm going to go on ahead and speed up the shuffle because I know you don't have time for that. So let's go. Lord, give us clarity. We need wisdom, Lord. Ooh, oh, okay. That's it. Wait, did you guys see that chunk of cards just pop on up? I'm trying to adjust this. Thick, right? It's a little thick, right? So I'm not even going to look at them first. I'm just going to pull them out and we're going to go. All right. So stop allowing your wounds to guide your life. Okay. We coming straight out, shooting straight from the hip, y'all. So what I received behind this is, it's pretty straight up. Stop allowing your wounds to guide your life. You've been hurt in the past doesn't mean that the person in the future is going to try to hurt you as well. Stop comparing notes is what I hear. It's almost like you have like a notebook of offenses that have been made against you, right? And you're like, yeah, I remember back in January of 2018 when such and such said that they were going to come pick me up, but then they never came. And then they never texted or said anything. But then I reached out to them and they ignored me for a week until they wanted something. That was very specific. So I don't know who that's for. That's not my story. That's your story. But listen, everyone is not going to do you dirty just because people in the past have done you dirty, right? You've got to learn to start letting things go. You got to learn to stop comparing notes, stop comparing offenses. And what I also hear to take that even a step further is that not everyone who offends is trying to be offensive, right? Some people just don't know any better. Some people, that's just how they are. And that doesn't mean that they're bad people. Maybe it just means that they're not your people. And there's nothing wrong with that either. Next, how can you pivot and change the outcome? How can you pivot and change the outcome is the question that Spirit is doing, which is very interesting because I've not seen this card come up before. What Spirit is saying, what I receive is that you don't have to make a total overhaul in order to fix something, right? You don't have to say, like what I see is somebody taking a whiteboard and erasing it completely clean and be like, starting from scratch. Time to go back from jump or whatever it is from the starting line. But what I hear Spirit saying is like, sometimes you just got to make a subtle adjustment. Sometimes you just got to change one little thing and that is going to change your entire trajectory. Do you know that, like, listen, I don't because I'm not a mathematician, but this is what I received from Spirit is that if you just change your direction from going this direction to just slightly, that's going to change the outcome in a major way as long as you keep going in that direction, right? You don't have to go from this to this just so you can feel like, oh, this is a real shift that we got going on here. Just so you can tell people like, did you see me shift? I really shifted, right? I was like this and now I'm like this. You have nothing to prove, right? You can go from this to that and you're changing the entire outcome. And what I hear even more is that applies to like ancestral like wounds and curses and karma and all those types of things. You don't have to do an entire overhaul, right? What I hear, the reason why Spirit had me start to say the word imagination or imaginary or something like that is because it's in your head. Like you keep feeling like you have to make these huge grandiose changes in order to not become the person that your parent is or was, right? Not become the person that your grandparents. You don't have to be so afraid of repeating the mistakes of your lineage because you already have identified them. So that's going to change the trajectory in and of itself. Not every single thing that your past or your parentage or anything like that has done has been completely wrong, right? That's what we have to get away from. Sometimes they do this much wrong, but then they do this much right. So maybe we can take certain things from that this much right, and that in itself will change our trajectory. Listen, and I'm keeping it in a stack so I could be surprised too. Mistakes happen. Learn from them, grow, and move on. Just like I was just saying. We get so caught up in the notion of, oh, this was wrong, they were wrong. And we get so caught up on the offense, right? That we can't move beyond it. And what Spirit, what God, Gaia, ancestors, angels, and saints are saying is that it's time to move on. You've been holding on to these things for so long. You've been repeating the offenses of the past over and over and over, creating your own personal hell loop and wondering why you don't feel like you can get ahead. Well, you can. You just got to exit that hell loop that you're creating for yourself. Stop feeling like you have to beat yourself up in order to grow, right? We don't have to have some sort of traumatic outcome in order to learn a lesson, right? Celebrate yourself. Yay! What Spirit is saying is that just like when I was saying about beat yourself up, you probably have a tendency to do that, right? You make the smallest mistake and you're like, stupid, you start attacking yourself. And that is from your childhood. That's from your adolescence. That's from your programming, right? Somebody probably taught you that that's the immediate response that you need to go towards, right? If you make a mistake, then it's because you're this, that, and the other, right? It's not because you're human, right? Humans make mistakes. We learn from them and move on. Listen, mistakes happen. Learn from them and move on. So instead of beating yourself up, how about trying something new? How about making that pivot and celebrating yourself instead? Yeah, it's going to feel uncomfortable, but it's necessary in order to change that trajectory, to change that ultimate outcome, right? What's next? Stop comparing. Stop comparing. You have to stop comparing. See, what I hear is almost like, but it's not even necessarily something good, right? It's not about comparing positive things. It's about you comparing those mistakes. It's about you comparing like, yeah, just like how my mama used to do it, right? But you're not talking about like cooking some yummy biscuits, right? You're talking about talking trash, right? I had so many things that popped up in my head, but I was like, I don't want to say it. But if you know, right? Whatever that thing that popped up in your head, that's your truth, right? Stop comparing. You're not that person. That's why you're on this healing journey. You're so mindful that sometimes it works to your detriment as well, because you're like, oh, I just did it again. I just made that mistake. I just did what great Gam used to do back in the day, right? So instead of that, focus on the things that you're doing in terms of the wins. Focus on the small pivots of and change of trajectory. Stop comparing. You're a totally different person. Ooh, this one's in reverse. So let's see. Pay attention to the time your angels are speaking. In reverse though. So whenever this card comes out in reverse, it's because you're missing the point, right? You're missing the point. Sometimes you get so caught up in the semantics, like, what did they put? They, or they, right? There, or there, right? How did they spell it? Oop, they mixed up the letters. You get so caught up in the minor details that you miss the overall picture. So sometimes what Spirit is saying is stop being so fixated on those numbers, on those angel numbers, on those signs, on those symbols. Yes, those are ways that our ancestors, angels, and saints, God, Gaia, blah, 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 tries to communicate with us. But that's not the end all be all, right? The point of those is to remind you that you have divine gifts within you as well, right? To tap into them. So stop being fixated on the things that people tell you to fixate on. Angel numbers, twin flames, what else is out there? Karmic, whatever. I don't know, all the things. You ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. Instead, go within. Right? That's what your journey is all about. It's rediscovering who you truly are before the wounds, before the trauma, before the chaotic or toxic programming. Who are you really? Let's see what's next. Are you listening to your body? See, I just said you got to listen to yourself. You got to stop listening to what other people are telling you, right? Listen to yourself. Trust yourself. Go within. Are you listening to your body? Listen, we were given this meat suit for a reason. And it always tells us, I know I'm going to get sick before I get sick. And you want to know what I used to do? Keep going, keep going, keep going. Now I'm like, uh-oh, danger, danger. I need to sit my tail down. I need to drink some water. I need to relax. I need to stop stressing. I need to stop overfilling my plate and wondering, how am I going to eat it all, right? Listen to your body. It is a part of your intuitive guidance system. If you allow the world, it will basically drown out you. That is why it is so important to work on your healing, to work on your clarity, to work on your guidance and all those different types of things, because you are returning back to you. What's next? Keep going. You've got this. Listen, Spirit is team you, team me, team we, right? Just got to keep going. Keep on trucking. You've got this. At the same time, just like Spirit was saying, listen to your body. If you got to take a rest, don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up about it either. Listen, the things that have to get done will get done, but they're not going to get done if you wear yourself into a ground. You hear that, self? I hear that. What's next? Stop creating distractions and then complaining about work. Okay. So here's the thing, right? Just like I was saying, overfilling that plate, right? Having all these things going on. Listen, make sure you strip away the bullpucky, right? Strip all that away. Get down to the nitty and the gritty, the things that you actually need to get taken care of. You're going to know it. Stop creating distractions and then complaining like, oh, let's say I have so much to do. The reason I can do that so well, because I do it as well, right? We're on this journey together, folks. I am not the exception to these rules. That's why I'm able to channel these messages so clearly and so concisely, because I live it too. Anyway, stop doing that. And bottom of the deck energy is your presence is the present. You know, that's funny because I'm gonna be going to a birthday party soon, and I was thinking, what should I buy? But apparently my presence is the present. So check. Anyway, for you, that might be the exact same message for you. But at the end of the day, stop worrying about what you can bring to the table, because what I hear is you've been working on building that table right along with them, if not for them. You always are so concerned with what can I do for them? What can I do for them? And it pulls you away from yourself. It keeps pulling pieces of you, right? Creating more work, all these distractions, and then complaining about what you have to do. And that's what it is, right? You keep creating all this additional work because you're taking on the karma of others. You're trying to heal others. You're trying to fix others, right? When God is saying, listen, sweetheart, let me do this. Let me do my job. That's what I do. I watch over everybody. You are not me and I am not you. So stop feeling like you have to be the end all be all for everyone in your realm of existence, right? Sometimes we have to grow up. We have to mature and be able to do things on our own, right? And so in that sense, you don't have to fix someone. You don't even necessarily have to help them unless you are in a blessed position to do so. If you're not, it's fine. And even if you are, and Spirit says, sit down, then maybe you should just sit down and let them learn their lesson as well. I know it can be hard, but you can do this and understand you being there is more than enough. So where to go? Where to go? So at the end of the day, keep going. Boop, boop. You've got this. I'm cheering for you. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to this every week because I get a message out of it too. Selfish. But I hope you got your message. I hope you take it as it resonates. Take what resonates and throw the rest out. And if you feel like this message resonates for someone that you know, use common sense and maybe send it to them. But listen, don't come back for me if they come for you. But that's it for now. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, share all the things. And yeah, that's it for now. So until next week, apples and tomatoes, happy healing, and bye.